everyone, my name is Atir and welcome back to World of Bottom Tier. I am playing the Tier 5 Soviet medium tank, the T-34. If anything, one of the more well-known tanks from the Second World War, next to the Tiger 1, possibly the Panther, and the KV-1, and the M4 Sherman of course. And in World of Tanks, it is not amazing, it is just your regular tank. It doesn't excel at anything except for its sloped armor, which was very, very good in the war. And in World of Tanks, it's okay. If you're top tier, it's pretty damn good. If you're bottom tier like I am, you are best to just avoid the tier 7s. And even though you might say, but Phil, the enemy's only got 2 tier 7s, I'm technically still bottom tier. I will not see the KV-13, and the OI is just basically a tier 7 tank in my eyes, so I'm gonna try and avoid that tank as well. So you may have noticed that I'm using a 57mm gun on this tank and not the 76. The reason for that is that sweet rate of fire, and the fact that it carries a good amount of premium ammo. This is the gun I'm also planning to use on the A43, because that rate of fire catches enemies out by surprise, and I mean, it actually does. You don't have high alpha, but you make up for it in DPM. Now, what is the reason I am playing this tier 5 tank? Well, obvious, of course, I just wanted to play a tier 5 tank, I lied. I'm planning, or I've started, my grind towards the Object 430 tier 10 Soviet medium tank. I just want them. I just want all of them. I cannot get the T-22 medium, but that tank is tainted. I don't really want it. If I was to have it, I'd probably be called a cheater a lot, because of the controversy around that tank is kind of high. So yeah, I've got the 907, 146, and I want the 430 as well, just to complete the collection. And speaking of completing the collection, let's go back to the tier 8 light tank change. I have got every single tier 8 light tank except for the WZ-132. Now every single tier 8 light tank is going to move up to tier 9, except for the WZ-132. What? Why would they? I don't like. There's something I don't quite understand about this. The T-54 lightweight and the WZ-132 are quite equal to each other. So when it comes down to clan wars and strongholds, the lightweight will not be preferred anymore because it's a tier 9 now. So for tier 8, the WZ-132 will become the new T-54 lightweight. But there's no real competitor to the WZ-132 anymore, because the French get the Batchat 12T, which is just a really bad 1390. The Americans get the Bulldog, but the Bulldog loses its autoloader gun for some reason. The Soviets get the LTTB, which has got good frontal armor, but no, or bad gun depression, at least in my opinion. 3 degrees is not enough to be competitive. And the Germans get the HWK-12, or Hawk 12, like I'm probably going to call it, which is a bigger SP-1C. So there is no real competition anymore. The WZ-132 will just shine in this aspect. Now, to add some more confusion, the tier 10 light tanks might actually be a good addition. Like, I'm not quite sure how they will work out in the end, but they seem like fun tanks to play. I'm not going to lie, I'm probably going to get all of them, except for the French one, because I cannot care about a tier 10 French light tank when I have the Batchat. But the tier 10 Soviet light tank has more frontal hull armor than the 140 and the T-62A. It has 120mm of frontal hull armor. How is a light tank more heavily armored than a medium tank? Wargaming, please. This... What? I'm so confused by this all. Like, I don't know. Like, just something doesn't add up if a light tank has more armor than a medium tank. Hello? And when I say hull armor, I mean frontal hull armor. The sight is bad, 40mm instead of the 140's 80mm. So the T-100 could actually be a Clan War stronghold tank, because I don't know if you've seen a picture of it. Here it is. Look at that profile. It is so incredibly low. If you somehow get to flip this tank, you deserve a medal. So basically what I'm trying to say is that the tier 10 light tanks could be fun. And with fun I mean fun to play, but probably useless because medium tanks are still better in every way. But I don't see any reason to switch the tier 8 light tanks to tier 9. I don't like that. Mainly because I am lately more focused on clan wars and stronghold than randoms. It might be fun in randoms, but I don't like to change for clan wars. Strongholds, because I've gotten used to using my RE251 and T-54 lightweight. I mean, the WZ-132 is probably not going to be playing any more different than the lightweight, but I do like my RE251. Wargaming, please stop. Anyway, I am capping out, because I thought we could possibly still lose our base and that Cromwell's coming back to shoot me, and I got a bit greedy and I wanted a bit more damage. You know how people are in World of Tanks, and I'm one of them. And the best part about it all is he shoots me that millisecond too late, and we cap out. Welcome back to me doing those Unicum strats again. Just go AFK for the first 30 to 40 seconds of the game. Let the game develop, be AFK in base, and then as you come back, do a shit ton of damage. That's at least my plan for this game. And I'm playing the Scorpion G in a platoon with the Gold Risk and Jan Herman, all playing Scorpion Gs. We had a credit reserve on, so 50% extra credits for every single battle for 2 hours, so we decided that we should play a few premium tanks, make some credits, have a good feeling about the day, and play an extremely good premium tank, the Scorpion G. In my opinion, a better tier 8 tank destroyer than the Borsig. And I've got the Borsig, and I like my Scorpion G more. I wish I could grind experience in the Scorpion G for the Waffenträger Panzer IV, but I can't, sadly enough. And we are in kind of the same situation as last game. I'm technically bottom tier as my tier 8 in the tier 10 game, but the enemy only have got 2 tier 10 tanks, the Grill 15 and the Batchat 25T. We will be seeing both of them in this game, but not in a good way for them, let me just say it like that. I'm not giving away spoilers, not at all, I'm just really happy with this game. That and the fact that I'm not going to fire a single round of premium ammo, because I don't really need it in this matchup, or in any matchup. Fair enough, if I'm 1v1 against an E100, I will press my 2 key with a lot of force to hopefully pen that E100 as I smash my hand down my mouse button. Because the harder you click, the more penetration you get. That's what my philosophy is, at least. So I'm not going to fire any premium rounds in this game. So that means if we win, I will get a metric butt ton of credits. And that's kind of what we're trying to do here. Playing premium tanks, 50% extra credits because of a clan reserve. Tier 10 matchup. So that means if I fire at higher tier enemies, I will get more credits and experience out of it. So all in all, there's a lot of pluses. So what's the min? What's the downside of this game? Well, I'm bottom tier, so it's going to be a bit more difficult for me to actually win this game. But I've got platoon mates and I've got competent players in their top tier tank. So I'm quite confident that we have a good chance of winning this game. So if you may have noticed, I loaded high explosive for my next shot. For one of the reasons is that Waffenträger auf Panzer IV. The next reason is the Scorpion G and the Grill 15 at which I'm currently aiming. The gold risk is slowly moving up in the field, and John and I are both aiming towards these 2 tank destroyers. In the best case situation, I can fire my shot at the Grill 15 and do an average of 630 alpha, 490 AP, 630 high explosive damage. So I'm quite happy to fling my shot at one of these 2 tanks. Worst case scenario, I miss or hit the gun. But let's not go out for worst case scenario. My shot flies 724 damage done into a grill. First of all, high explosive, it costs less credits and it does more damage if it pens. So that is a lot of credits and experience made there. And the next shot on the Grill 15 kind of misses. It was a difficult shot to hit, but the gold kills him. So my top tip of the day: if you want to make credits in your premium tanks, fire high explosive and just pen your shots. It's easier said than done. I lie. Don't fire high explosive in your gun, even though it does more damage. Only fire high explosive if you know it's going to pen. And to be honest, just don't really bother firing high explosive unless you have the M4190 girlfriend, because that has got HEP, 102 millimeters of high explosive pen, 320 alpha versus 240. 320 is juicier. Mucho credits. Actually, that's a good point. Seeing as the tier 8 light tanks are going to move up to tier 9, is the M4190 girlfriend staying at tier 8? Is the AMX 1357 staying at tier 7? Are they going to be nerfed? Are they going to be buffed? What's going to happen to those tanks? Because those are premium tanks, so Wargaming cannot technically nerf those tanks. But they can buff them. The last time they nerfed a premium tank, I think it was the Super Pershing, and they gave everyone that wanted their credits back, or gold even. So I'm wondering what they're going to do with those tanks. I think they have to let them stay the same. So that means an M4190 girlfriend could actually be a really good Clan War Stronghold tank. That's food for thought. Oh, it's a good one, Phil. Thank you. No, but this is all speculation and theory crafting. But I am just, as you may have noticed over the last 2 weeks now, last week and this week, just very skeptical about this whole change. If I can find a clip of Stewie screaming, "I don't like change. I don't like change!" That's basically me. I'm Stewie. I don't like anything changing. I like things the way they are. That's how I got used to them, and that's how I want them to stay. Sadly enough, life is not like that, and everything will change constantly. So this is how you play Malinovka. I wanted to say Muravanka. No, this is Malinovka. Kampanovka. The very first map I ever played in World of Tanks. And don't play like that Nudis03, sitting out in the bush thinking you're not spotted, because you will get spotted. And you will die. Like he did. Perfectly normal death. John finishes off the T-32, and we finally spot that Batchat. The Batchat, who was spotted last in base where we were, has been sitting there the entire game. Now it's 7 versus 1, the Loa has nowhere to go, and this game is basically over right now. It's not much that Loa can do anymore. So, I will be back on Sunday with Swedish tanks.